Aloha guys, this is Scuba Chris. I'm getting ready to go akule fishing tonight. I'm going to take one of my all-time favorites. This is an Akuma TX40 rod. It is 10 feet 9 inches rod length, 8 to 17 pound test line, and it's rated for 3/8 to 1.5 ounces lure weight. It's with a Stratic CI4 4000. I have 270 yards of J braid. This is 10-pound test. The 10-pound test is roughly the diameter of 4-pound monofilament line. So you can get quite a bit of line on this. Now, with this night rig I'm going to have, is equipped with a UV light emitter that's already banded onto the base of the rod. Now, this is our Rapala product. See how the light's going on and off? That's the UV light emitter. So when I am whipping and I have it at thumb's length right here, that's all I need. I get to illuminate my grubs, and I always use completely hooked lures, CHL lures, as made by Landon Yamamoto here in Hawaii. So when I go out my rigs like this, what I do is that these are fishing buddies. They call them fishing butlers. These are called fishing butlers. So what you do is you take your fishing butlers, take them off, and you do this at the site, but I always like to keep everything nice and neat before I get there. Okay, now you got your two pieces. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect the pieces. There you go. And this is a pretty lightweight setup. It's probably the nicest lightweight setup I've ever used. And I've held everything from uluas to sharks, quite a few big fish with this nice setup. Okay, now I'm gonna get this ready for tonight. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now, look at the tip. I don't have any lead on this, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it ready. You can see that, just have my ball bearing swivel clasp at the end. I use these special pair of scissors. The edges are super serrated. See the super serrations at the edge makes it very sharp, so you get clean cuts on braid. It's better than the average nail cutters or regular scissors. And these are quite sharp. You can easily give you a nasty wound if you're not careful, so be very careful with it. Let's see now. Get a little cleaner cut than that. Oh, this knot is... Oh, I doubled up this line last time. That's why he's giving me a hard time now. Okay, so what you do is I'm going to make a Palomar knot. Double the line. Put it through the end. See, it's doubled, right? Make a loop. Put the line back through the loop. Run it through. Okay, open up the loop. See, it's open. Now I'm going to put the swivel through it. Pull it. Don't have to wet it. When the J braid is this thing, you don't have to worry about it. See? That's how you would normally make a knot. I just want to show you that. But in this case, I'm going to cut it off because I'm going to use a lead egg to whip this out tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use for this particular setup, I find that a 5/8 ounce lead egg works the best. So I'm going to thread the line through the 5/8 ounce lead. Okay. This time I'm going to just do a little bit faster since most people out there know how to tie Palomar. And I've already shown you. So, let's see now. It's always good to prep your gear ahead of time, especially if you're going out at night, because when you go out at night, wow, it's, besides being dark, I kind of like to park my truck where I can see it from, preferably from where I'm going to be fishing, because you don't know who's or what is around. Okay, here we go. And I don't like working around the truck that late at night because it attracts a lot of attention. So look at that. Okay, now I make my leaders ahead of time. This is a sickle 4 hook with 10-pound Sakura fluorocarbon line, and I already put some grubs on it. These are 2-inch glow grubs, but you don't have to put the grubs on, but I do ahead of time. And this one says 10-pound Sakura long leader Mutsu 1/0. These Mutsu 1/0 hooks are circle hooks. So if I'm going for something that I wanted to lock into, like say a bonefish uyo or something that is going to take a circle hook to hook it, this is what I want. Tonight I'm going for Akule. I'm going to use the basic sickle hooks, which means is that when you thread the grubs to it, because of the hooks, the sickles on the hook, it won't come back through. So hopefully we do well with this tonight, and I'll make a nice video if I do well. Thank you. Hey, aloha guys, this is Scuba Chris. I am getting ready to go Akule fishing tonight, but you kind of just get up and go. You don't want to make your gear out there at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning where you can't see anything that's going on around you. So I have highlighted this before. I use pre-made leadering system on cardboard. Okay, and the cardboard I get is courtesy of our local post office. And the reason why I use that is because the corrugations, all those little slits there, is perfect for the hooks. All right, now so I'm getting ready for tonight. I'm looking at my sickle number 4, 10-pound test Sakura long leaders. The reason why I write long, all this information is because the long leaders are better for Akule. They don't like the short leaders. They can see the swivels, okay? The long leaders, oh look at this, I'm almost out. The orange color, these are all CHL lures, completely hooked lures made by Landon Yamamoto of Hawaii. Now these are my preferred choice. Everybody has their preferred choice because you have to have faith in your equipment. If you don't have faith in your equipment and your own abilities, why fish, right? This is my choice. Everybody has their choices, so it's up to you what you want to use. Reason why I use Landon stuff, this glows. He was the first in Hawaii to use the extended glow grubs. So and he has worked with me in the past, and I use his equipment. Love it. So what I'm trying to do is get ready for tonight. So this is all preparation. I'm looking at my stuff and saying, oh man, I'm kind of low in this, so I got to make more. But see, because I write everything down, I know what type of hooks I'm using. I'm using the number 4 sickle hook, and there's a reason for that. I see the pound test of the fluorocarbon leader. I'm all ready for this too. Now you don't have to put the grubs on the end. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But when I get ready, I have all my grubs all prearranged. I'm down to about half. I'm only down to like a little more than 100 of what I normally carry in this case. So I'm going to have to start stocking up again. Okay, to make this work, I have my teaser glow threads. These are UV threads that will glow in the dark. Now, daytime, I mix the red with the blue. It's a nice mix, and it works very well as a teaser. Nighttime, I stick to the blue because it glows a little bit darker. So I prefer to use the blue for what we're going to do because we're going tonight. My hooks, if I'm going for Oyo, Moi, which you do hit at night whipping, I use circle hooks. These are the Mutsu 1/0, or what they call 1/0 Mutsus. I have them between 1/0 to 5. These are great. Once the wheels or other fish lock up, they're locked up. They're not going to do anything else. Now, because I'm going for Akule tonight, I am going to use sickle hooks. Sickle hooks are called this because they have little sickles along the shank, so when you run your grubs down it, it won't back off. And we're going to also use my black rolling swivels. These are size 4. You can use smaller. I prefer smaller, but at nighttime they won't see them. But the main thing is get the black ones. I used to use the silver chrome colored ones, hit them with the marsh pen to make them not silvery, because during the daytime the fish see this, because yes, I do use my nighttime rigs during the daytime. Make them all the same. Black means that less chance to be seen, right? I highlight them with red beads. These are glass beads from Japan. Let me see. These are model 792 6-0. This is my favorite size for what we're going to do. I also add on my glow beads. These are just basic green glow number 4s. Okay, you can use any type of leader line. Here in Hawaii, I prefer to use the Sakura 8 or 10 pound test fluorocarbon is my preferred. Normally I go 8, but recently at night I've been hitting some barracudas and some big papilles, which have been cutting the line. I went up to 10, 12. For some reason, maybe they can see it, I'm not sure, or maybe they can see the silhouette, but for some reason the 12s don't work that well. I find that 10 suits my needs very well. So based on all of these pieces of cardboard here, which has all my setups on it, it's telling me I don't have enough tonight to go out. Okay, so looking at this, I really need to concentrate on 10 pound test leaders, but I'm going to make some sickle hooks instead of the circle hooks tonight because I'm going to target Akule. So what we're going to do first, okay, this is 10 pound test. My long leaders is like maybe 8 feet. It's not that long. I do go with shorter leaders at times, but 8 feet for nighttime is not that long. And I go with extra long ones up to 12 feet during the daytime use because the younger Akule, which is called Halulu, will see the line, and during the day they're finikier. So if you go 2 pound tests about 12 to 15 feet, that's the best thing to do. Okay, I just cut the line. First thing I do is I put the swivel on one end, because if I drop this, I need to find this, and that's the first thing I want to do is get one secured. So we take our black swivels. You should know how to use the Palomar. You might be able to see this, I'm not sure, but we're gonna Palomar this down. I love Palomar. Palomar is the fisherman's friend. It's the best knot to ever use for this style of fishing. Okay, I'm just looping around, put the silver back to the loop, wet the line, pull it through. Look at that, pull it through. That's it. Use my scissors, cut it. Okay, and it's done. Okay, that's done already. So we're gonna come up to the end. Okay. Now the order I use these beads, totally up to you. I will start with the red first. Sometimes you don't have to. And sometimes it's a little bit hard to thread it, because we're working with small material. Okay, so let's try it again. Luckily my nerves aren't shot yet, so there's the red one. Okay, now we do the glow bead. Glow bead. Okay, now we're going to do the hooks. So got a choice. We're going to do either the circles or sickles. I think today we're going to do the sickles because tonight I'm getting ready to go for Akule. And for Akule, the sickles work fairly well. They filled up papillos up to 8 pounds with ease. See, these are the sickles. Look, very, very close to the sickles. Notice on the top part, right along here, 1, 2. Those are little barbs that when you put the rub through it will prevent it from coming back out. Okay, so to make this work, we will double the line. Okay, this one's going to be a little bit tougher. Oh yeah, that's right, that has a very small hole. It's going to be very hard to put this double line through that hole, so we modify the knot. You start from the inside. Always start from the inside of the hook when you do any type of knot. Put it through. Let's see. The light angles is not too good today. Okay, see, I just went through one time. See that? One time. But we need to double this, so we're going to go back through from the other end. Like so. So when we do that, the line is now doubled. Same process as we do by doubling the line, except that we took the time to put it through one strand at a time. Make a loop. Put that through the loop. See that? Then we put the hook through the loop. See that? Okay. Now we're going to try to tighten this. We're going to wet it down. And to tighten it, it's easier to use the handle of the scissors. Look at that. Very easy. Okay. We cut off the excess. There you go. Voila. Okay, we're gonna get the swivel in up here with the beads on it. Okay, we're gonna run the beads down to the hook end. So that's what it's going to look like. Now, let's enhance this. Nighttime. We're going to get our blue glow-in-the-dark UV thread. Okay. So it's all pre-cut. That's the way they sell it. Okay. We are going to do the same thing again. We're going to run this through the eye of the hook. Okay, one time. See that? Then the reason why we do one at a time is because the eye of the hook is very, very small. Okay. And I got fat fingers, which don't help. Yeah, I can admit that. Okay, see that? It is through the eye of the hook. Now this thread is not as strong as you think. It's actually kind of delicate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a triple granny. So I'm going to go through once, one time. There we go, one time. Then I'm going to go ooh, this is very delicate work. Sometimes I use the tip of my scissors to pull the line through, like so. I'm just going to do this one double, getting lazy. Okay, one side is going to have the loop, cut it like that. Now, see, look at that. You got your teaser. So you don't have to worry about trying to pull this down. When it's wet, the thread is going to do this. Okay. Now let's run the beads to it to show you what the product is going to look like. It's going to look like this. Now, I wrote some articles before showing that this is all you have to do, and I've caught fish just doing this. Okay. But for aesthetics, I like to go a little bit beyond that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my tray, the tray I showed you earlier, pull out what is known as a Scuba Blue. Scuba Blue is a blue UV extended glow grub. This is a 2-inch grub. Okay. Now, you can do one of two things. You can just hook about 1/8 of an inch under the head, like so. Okay, see what I did there? Now, what kind of reaction this is going to cause? This is going to cause the lure will be twirling like this, and if that's when you do it slow, or faster, it's going to be weaving back and forth. But you're going to get a lot of action off of that. But if you're worried about the Akule swallowing the whole thing, sometimes, yes, it will just catch the bottom and it will miss it. So what I tend to do is, because the hooks have sickles on it, I'm going to run the grub through the hook. Now you see the open end of the hook will match up with the open end of the grub. Okay. See what I'm doing there? You got to run it through, but you have to kind of maintain an evenness. You got to make sure that the tip of the hook is always roughly in the middle of the grub. Okay. See? Always make sure it's roughly in the middle of that grub. And now you're going to reach the bend, but you just keep pulling it through. Okay. Now at about halfway through, a little bit more than halfway through, you run it so the tip of the hook now starts breaking through. So right now, when you move this all the way up, this is what it's going to look like. Let me bring the beads into play here. Okay. This is what the final product is going to look like tonight. Now, if something was to grab this and yank down on it, it'd be very hard to yank down on it and push it to it because you got two sets of sickles holding that grub into place. That's what we want, okay? This finished product will run straight. It's just going to run straight through the water. And at nighttime, with the Akule, I prefer that. It's easier for the Akule to see it and hit it more accurately. And you still got the tail that'll be dangling. You have the threads that's going to act as a teaser. Now, a lot of people use foam bunkers or the foam tubes to put these on, but I find that to be kind of humbug. I prefer my cut cardboard. So, like this one here, this is for a single one. It says 10 pounds Sakura long leader, sickle number 4. That means it went bye-bye. Something cut the hook or the fish just took off with it. So what I'm going to do here, see, what I did is I cut 2 slits. One slit each side that's roughly a 1/4 inch long. Now, you look at the cardboard, see those corrugations? That's what you want. You put the hook tip through the corrugations. See that? Look at that. It's through the corrugations. That will hold it into place. Then I run the leader line, do it up, down, up, down. This finished product is roughly 8 feet long. That's good enough for nighttime use. I use it during the daytime too. And it's not that short. I call it long, but it's not that long. Long for what I do, daytime use. If I want to go for Hallelujah, which is young Akule, I'll make the leader line 2-pound test. Yeah, the fish are that sensitive, they'll see it. But at nighttime, when I go for Akule, they're not going to see this. See? Look at that. Look how neat that is. Look at that. You get the swivel, hook, beads, everything right there. Everything is written down for you. You don't have to guesswork at night. You can tell exactly what you have and exactly what you need when you need it. That is the mark of a true fisherman that knows his gear. I have everything all written down for that purpose. Okay? This is my system. It works for me. I know it'll work for you, but just give it a try. See what you think. Thanks for watching.